All right, we are recording. So this is the Fit Mama team call for Thursday, October 8th. And Candace is away at leadership, which is something we're all going to be striving for in the future, yes. So what we're going to talk about tonight is vision. Erin and I were talking yesterday about some different things to get motivated again. And I thought it was a good segue from our call last week. Yeah. Our call last week where we talked about regrouping and all the different things that we can do. And I was telling Erin about DeWitt Jones, who spoke at Summit, who was just unbelievably inspiring. And he's a photographer with National Geographic. And he put so much emphasis on how important it is to have a real vision. And he said, actually, vision without technique is blind. You have to master your technique and train your technique to live out your vision. So Erin is a little bit of a guru with vision and dreaming and everything. So this should be a really inspiring call and hopefully lead us all to improve our vision boards a little bit. So Erin, you can go ahead and get started. I'm going to just switch you over to speaker view. And if you want to share your screen, you can just hit the share screen button. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Hurry up.
Give it up for my special lady, Erin.
Okay. There you go.
That is quite the welcome. Thank you. Well, I am super excited to be talking with everybody tonight. This is a topic that's really near and dear to my heart. I'm a full-time, in my full-time world, I'm a coach of financial advisors, and I just actually recently completed some letters after my name, Chartered Leadership Fellow. Part of that process was going through a lot of leadership courses, one of them being about vision. And really, I wanted to talk tonight about what is vision? Why is it so important? What can it do for you? And I want to try and give you some sort of food for thought to help create that vision. Ultimately, we want to be thinking about what's your amazing future, and that helps create the vision that we're striving for. So, what is a vision? Vision is a vivid mental image of what the future could be like. Or will be like. So it's really simply, in an ideal world, if you could wave a magic wand, what would your business or family or life, or both of them together, what would that look like? And typically when people build a vision, when they're starting a business or when they're just doing a family plan or anything like that, graduating from college, getting out into the world, it's really the first step in a strategic plan. It's going to help give you a guideline or direction in which you're going and help keep you grounded and focused on what's most important to you. What's your why? So visions should be motivating and empowering and bring meaning to your work and to your life. It typically will have a call to action in it. So there's something that as you read it, it makes you want to have more, do more, get out there and just kind of attack life. It helps you decide what to do and what not to do in the course of a day. And I often talk with people about, is what I'm doing right now getting me closer to my vision? There's some stuff that we do in the day that doesn't, and there's some stuff that is just screwing around with time. And really, if like most of us who are juggling a number of different either jobs or responsibilities, the time that we have needs to be really focused. And we want to be making sure that the things that we're doing are getting us closer to that vision. So as I said, it should strike a chord. It should get you kind of emotional. Like Dawn said last week, your why should make you cry. I hadn't heard that line before, but I like it. This is very similar. So your vision should be getting you in touch with your competitive drive. It should create energy. It should create a spark. And it should evoke emotion and feeling and desire. So whether you're running a challenge group or sharing the business opportunity or if you're building your own teams, if your vision is effective and strong and well communicated, because we always have to say, tell them, and tell them again. Also, tell you again. The more we read it, like affirmations, the more we believe it, the more likely it is to happen. I'm a big believer in the power of the secret. So, if your vision is effective and strong and communicated, you're going to create followers and people who want to be with you on that journey, whether it's getting to 21 days, whether it's getting on board and posting a sweaty selfie, or whether it's being part of your team, or even getting your kids to get on the same page as you. It will help, a vision will help commit people to the goals and the value of the leader. So a couple points that a good vision should have. Identify direction and purpose. It should be very well articulated and easy to understand. So we want to have descriptive words. It should be ambitious. It should be a call for a shared commitment often. So it might include family, or it might include your team, or your children. It should be challenging and inspiring. And lastly, it should be you. It should fit your unique culture, your values, your strength. All of that comes into play when you're creating your vision. So one of the things we talk about in vision and interweave together is your amazing future. So what would you need to accomplish both personally and professionally in the next whatever time frame you want to look on, 6 months or 1 year, 5 years, 3 years, 10 years, both personally and professionally, for you to feel like you're living a truly amazing life. It's really important to think big. And there's this whole great book called The Dream Manager by Matthew Kelly. And if you haven't read it, I strongly suggest you read it. It's super motivating. It's written kind of a parable form, but it has some great tasks at the end of it that help you dream. And his main point is at some point as children, kids want to be a veterinarian and an astronaut and a trash man all at the same time. And their dreams are unlimited. And it's really fascinating to look at life through the eyes of a child. And it's just so uninhibited. And somewhere along the line, we stop dreaming and we start surviving. And sometimes we get caught in the grind of surviving so much that we forget how to dream. And I was really emotional when I was reading this book, because it made me realize that, going through some struggles growing up and getting into adulthood, I couldn't remember the last time I'd actually dreamt, and just sat down and thought, kind of blank canvas, what would I like to do in the world? It was more about survival, and I had limitations on a lot of things. So that's a whole nother topic. But when you're thinking of amazing future, you want to be thinking of what do you desire in life, and how do you bring that alive? What are you motivated by, and what gets you out of bed in the morning? How much money would you like to be making in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years? It needs to be quantifiable. So generally, when we're trying to, when I sit with people to try and determine someone's vision, one way to get around that would to just be asked, hey, Dawn, what's your vision? But what we've found is that what do you want? Asking the question, what do you want, is significantly more effective. Asking someone what they want, or asking yourself what you want, puts you in a place where you can openly brainstorm and think big. And I really want to say, most times this is the first time that anyone has really asked themselves what they want. I know as a mom myself, I am worried about what my 2 boys want, and what my husband wants, and what my family wants. And and what my work wants. And I kind of fell low man to the totem pole. That's honestly how I got into loving Beachbody, is because it helped me reclaim me. And so this part of the process, the what do you want process, was a really emotional part for me, because it was really, it personalizes what's exciting to you rather than what someone else's goal is for you or what someone else's agenda is. It's talking about what I want and what's exciting to me. The coolest part about this is that it's yours. It's not anybody else's. And somebody else may look at it and be like, yeah, that's cool, but it's not really my thing. That's great. It's not your vision. It's my vision. One of the things that I do with people is ask them over and over and over again, what do you want? Blank canvas, take away any judgment, take away the, I shouldn't, or I can't, or I don't have the money to do this, or, it's not realistic. I really say, okay, let's sit down, no judgments. I don't care if it's getting a new pair of work shoes, or I really want, a fenced-in yard for my kids, or a bigger house, or a house, or whatever it is. It on my vision of what did I want. I wanted some things that were tangible and some things that weren't tangible. I wanted to go apple picking in New England. I'd never done it. Could I do it tomorrow? Absolutely. I just never done it. So it's really just kind of fun to sort of let your brain think, and just writing down some of the things that you want in life. So back to how to create your vision. I want to share a screen, and let me figure this out here. Share screen. Okay. So I've got a couple documents that I'm going to share to the team after the call, when the recording is posted. And this is the what do you want exercise. So a couple rules of engagement on this. Give yourself time. So don't pull this out when you've got 15 minutes and you're going to run in to pick up your kids from school. If there's a quiet time for you, maybe it's a Saturday morning or a Sunday morning, or that last hour at the office before you head home, to just sit with your thoughts in this blank piece of paper, and no jurisdictions, no I can'ts, no limitations. Personally and professionally, as you sit here today, and depending on where you are in life, I've worked with a lot of people that want to do a 1 year. So if we're doing it at the end of the year, we may say, what would be an amazing 2016 for you? Some people may be in a rough patch and just need a short-term window. Like, what would be a great month for you? And, some days things are super hard and it's just, I got to get through today. Well, what would be a great day for you today? But, for you, if you want it to be 6 months or a year, that's generally a good place to start. There can be some things on there that are longer term too. But ask yourself, what do I want? Personally, professionally, what would be really exciting? What is the breakthrough that you want to have in your business, in your life right now? And you're just going to brain dump. And it may take you a little while. It may be hard to open that think tank and letting yourself think big, or letting yourself think about you and what you want. But if you've at all thought about your why and why you've done this business, and I hope y'all have, but why are you in this? And sometimes you have questions. This is a good thing that can help get you grounded. So as you get through your entire list, whether it's 5 things on professional and 40 things on personal, whatever it is, you want to go back and rank those on a scale of sort of 1 to 5. And I like to say, what is your 5est? What is the most exciting, not most need, because a lot of times the things that we need aren't the things that we necessarily want. So, we need to have a roof over our heads, want to have a house with a yard for my dogs and for my kids. So those sort of things. Do I get excited about having a roof over my head? I should, but first world problems, I'm not. I would get really excited about having a house in the country that was private and, all those kinds of things. So the things that get you excited. Ultimately, you want to be ranking those things down your list in order of, what's super exciting, what would be nice, but not necessarily the most exciting. And you want to get those to a top 3. Those top 3 become your vision. And what you do with those, I really try and write it out. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get rid of this stuff here. Okay. I try and write it out. So you want to be really descriptive. You want to put it in the present tense. And this was really fun for me. I haven't, as Dawn said when she was talking me into doing this call, this could be the kick in the pants that you need to pull yourself out of your funk from September and get back on the horse. And it was, and thank you, Dawn, because it forced me to think about my own vision and know that, I need to update it. But the last time that I did one, and generally most people, I would not be surprised if you had never done one before. I had to do one for a class and I had to do one for work. So, but the last one I did was September 2012. So it's really old, really outdated, doesn't even have Beachbody in it. I need to update it. But what's really exciting as I look back at this is it said in 5 years. So it was a 5-year vision, 2017, which is 2 years from now. We have a second child. We're positioned financially to move to Concord/Carlisle/Bedford to a house and a yard large enough to entertain in. We did that last year. So that was 2014. Actually, no, this 2 years ago. So as I look back at this, clearly I need to update it, but I visioned something, and simply by writing it down, I got there quicker. And we talk about that with goals. And there's that silly Harvard study, and I'm going to be totally making up ratios here, but they said that out of a graduating class at Harvard, 10% of them wrote down their goals, 90% did not. The 10% that did made more money cumulatively than the rest of the 90% combined. When we write it down, when we share it with others, when we put it out into the universe, kind of power of the secret thing, we're much more likely to get there or get close enough that it's more than we would have otherwise. So mine talks about where my husband is at work, where I am at work, what I've accomplished, what my kids are doing. So he's headed off to summer camp and already learning golf and skiing, and we make vacationing a part of our lives individually and together, and we keep a close relationship with friends and all this kind of stuff. So it should, in the tough months or days or whatever, I know a lot of people who use their vision and keep it with them and read it daily, maybe a couple times a day. They sometimes have it hanging in their office, hanging on their vision board, the background of their computer, something that helps that self-talk. The more we tell ourselves this, the more we read it, the more likely it is to happen, and the more excited we're going to be about and focused on doing the right things daily to make it happen. Let me quick run down little notes that I have here, see if I'm missing anything. So yeah, I would just start with, if you're in a really rough place, maybe look to the end of the year. It's one quarter. Where would you like to be going into 2016? Maybe you want to do all of 2016. Maybe you want to do a 3-year vision, 5-year vision. Totally up to you. That's the beauty of it. But I would say share it with someone once you build it. That kind of brings it to life. Share it with a significant other. Share it with a parent, a sibling, a close friend. Maybe your upline, maybe your own coach, maybe your team. If you have a vision for your team and you share it with people, they are much more likely to have buy-in and get excited about it. So again, we're all trying to create excitement with this vision, and kind of creates calls to action. So as you break it down into those top 3 things, you really want to take a look at what could you do in the next 2 weeks to help you move closer to your vision. We want to talk about, how you're going to keep score on your vision. How often are you going to look at it? Do you need to update it? And visions will change. They should change. If we've arrived, well, that's, what next? That's the beauty of a vision. We always want to be thinking big. We want to identify what you can have control over. There's a lot in this world that we can't control, and there's certain things that we can, and we want to be focusing on the things that we can. And then taking a look at how you can set up your environment to ensure that you follow through with that. So if it's necessary in your vision to go back to college or do a master's program or whatever it is, does your environment, are you setting up your environment to help you follow through with that? Are you putting aside study time? Are you enrolling in a program? Are you figuring out childcare to help you take that 1 class a week? Whatever it is to take those steps getting closer to your vision. So know that it isn't always easy to create a vision. It's going to be a work in progress. What I always say with the what do you want exercise is jot it down, put it aside, take a look at it, like a week later. Your brain is going to keep going. Once you sort of open those floodgates and allow yourself to dream and think big, your brain is just going to keep going. And you're going to be driving along and you're going to say, oh, you know what? This needs to go on my want list. Yeah, I really would love to do that. Or somebody's doing this, or I'm seeing this on my Facebook feed, and that is so cool. I would totally love to do that. That's going on my list. So that's my spiel about visioning. One of the things real quick that I wanted to show y'all, some people like handouts, some people don't, but this is one of the things that we use in my office that I really like, and it's called a motivation inventory. So let me share my screen here. Sometimes we think we know what it is that makes us motivated. And again, this is a no judgment zone. Sometimes people are motivated by money. Sometimes people are motivated by helping people. Sometimes people are motivated by things. There's no right or wrong answer here. But this is a motivational inventory. If you aren't sure what things or times kind of motivate you, write down examples of when you've been motivated and productive and when you've had to overcome big obstacles. So times that you've been highly motivated. I am currently highly motivated to do this Tough Mudder that I have been signed up for. My husband signed me up for it. I came back from lunch and received a, hey, welcome to the Tough Mudder. We're excited to have you. And I'm like, wait, I didn't do that. So what's really motivating me? The fear of not finishing, the fear of getting hurt, the fear of it being too much for me, and am I strong enough for it? I know that I will finish it. I know that it's probably not going to be that pretty, but what's motivating me there is fear. Some people know how they're motivated. Some people are motivated by a carrot, so they're running towards a shiny object or a goal or a level of rank advancement, whatever. Other people are motivated more by fear, and fear isn't a bad thing. It just is. So knowing how you're wired is the most important piece. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to get back here to the screen. How do I get back to my screen?
Are you wanting to share the screen?
No.
We just see you.
Okay, good. All right. I thought I was sharing the screen. Okay. Yeah. So that's my little spiel on motivation. It always sort of, when you're in a crappy time. September, like Dawn said, was pretty terrible for most people, myself included. I don't know. I think the going back to school transition and just life, it was a rough month. But helping me figure out, okay, how am I motivated? What things motivate me? What do I need to do? For me, signing up for a vacation or a race is my motivator to pull myself together, get back on my fitness track, get my diet in check. So I'm kind of goal oriented that way. So it just helps to know how you're wired, and it'll help you set up your environment. Some people are risk people. Some people are reward people. It's totally independent. Dawn, what time are we running to? 9:30?
We don't have a limit. You're okay. You're okay. You can,
Okay.
when you're done, we can open it up for questions.
Sure. Last thing that I real quickly wanted to talk about was this concept of dreaming big. And Matthew Kelly is awesome. He's got a couple great YouTubes out there that talk about when you put your dreams out there and you share it with others, other people get excited. And as coaches, this is why we got into this business for the most part, is to help people reach their goals and to see them have success and see ourselves have success along with it. We're all striving for our own goals. So the dreaming piece, though, is really cool because it gives us the things to fight for, and it's the fun stuff. And the coolest part about this is that I did a leadership retreat. Part of the pre-work was we all had to do our dream list. And like I said, it was really hard for me. And actually, I was coaching somebody else at the time to do their dream list. And Matthew Kelly says, you want to come up with 100 dreams, minimum 100 dreams. And this guy sitting there, he's like, 100 dreams? Like, I've got 4 written down. And we started to kind of go around the room and just spitball some ideas. And he's like, oh yeah, you want to be front row at a concert? I want to be front row at a concert. I've got 5 dreams now. And it was really cool because as we shared our dream lists, it helped inspire us to be like, oh yeah, I want to see the Aurora Borealis. I want to hike Machu Picchu. I want to have, a barn or have barn boards in my house. And it gives us something fun to look at when we are feeling unmotivated. What I like to do with my own dream list and what I like to do with some of the people that I coach is say, take a look at your dream list and pick 3 things on it that you're going to accomplish this year. Could be big things, could be little things. The first time I heard of this whole dream list concept was probably about 13 years ago. And the guy who shared his dream list had on it that he wanted to go into outer space. At this time, it was not possible for civilians, regular people, to go into space. It now is. I have it was virtually impossible. And we were sitting in the audience, we were like, this guy's a Fruit Loop. Like, he wants to go into space. Like, yeah, okay, but whatever. He's making a shit ton of money doing what he's doing. He's just a big thinker. He could totally do it now, and I actually have no doubt that he's going to. So even if you think that like they aren't even possible things, like it's just fun to put them down and take a look at it. And when you share them with people, they might see something sometime and say, oh, hey, I know that you wanted to do this. Here's a Groupon for it. Or my boss wanted to meet Michael Jordan, and a couple of his buddies, when he shared this, they said, you know what? He practices at our gym. Why don't you come down to the gym when you're in town? We'll see if we can get it. There's been 3 different occasions he has been within like 5 to 10 minutes in different parts of the country missing him. It's going to happen. It's kind of just putting it out there, and things happen. I told my dad I'd always had that I wanted reclaimed barn boards in my house, and I wanted a barn, and forever. And I'd said that to my dad at some point, and he called me when we moved into this house 2 years ago, and he's like, hey, I have something for you. I'm like, what? He's like, there's this barn in my wife's backyard, and we're taking it down. And he's like, and I have a truckload of wood for you. I estimate it to be 1860s. So I now, and he brought it here to me, and I have my fireplace and a beam in my house wrapped in barn boards that are from 1860 from my hometown in New York. And it's kind of one of the coolest things. Like that's a dream. I went to Italy this year with my husband and my best friend, and we've been planning that since 10 years old. That was a dream, and we could check it off the list this year. So it's little things and big things. I took my boys apple picking last year for the very first time. It was a dream, and very easy to do. Just had never done it. So I would, I have some categories that help facilitate dreaming, because that's hard when you're just like, okay, what do I want to do? I will share them on the screen right now, if I can figure out how to do that. Back
You
to
see
me.
the little share screen
Yep.
at the bottom next to the messaging?
Got it. Yep, share screen. There it is. Okay, so physical. What would I love to be in physical shape? Emotionally, psychologically, character, intellectual, spiritual, material, professional, financial, creative, adventure, and legacy. And again, try and not judge yourself. If you don't have that many on spiritual, well, beat yourself up for it. Spirit isn't important to everybody. Financial isn't important to everybody. It's the cool part is that it doesn't matter. It's your dreams. You may think that some of mine are silly. That's okay. I'm fine with it, because they're mine, not yours. But it is a fun process, and from year to year, I go in there probably once every couple of months, once a quarter, and see what I want to do in the next month or next quarter. And I see the things that I have done, and I'm constantly adding to it. Again, once you start the floodgates, you're going to be driving along and be like, oh yeah, that would be so cool. I'm going to put that on my dream list. I took my mom to see James Taylor this summer. That was on my dream list. So it helps for me, it helps me find gifts for people, because people are tough to buy for, like my husband especially. I know what's on his dream list, and so I kind of look there for inspiration. I look there for trips for us or for inspiration for us. So it is motivating. It should help with your vision, and it helps with our why. It's not just surviving life, it's thriving. And these things are why we do what we do. And I really want to hopefully inspire you all to open the floodgates, go with no judgment, assume everything's possible, and put no limits on those dreams. So that's it. That's my spiel. Any questions?
Erin, that was awesome. That was really awesome, because, we talk a lot about having a vision board. We talk a lot about having goals. And I think that the talk of the vision and the dreaming is what really marries the two together to see why we're doing this and where we're going. That was just real. I can't wait to do this.
It's so fun. And the book you can get the book on audio. It's a very quick read. It's a very small book. And it's cool. It's really, really cool.
And that was The Dream Manager, right?
Yeah, The Dream Manager by Matthew Kelly.
That is awesome. Does anyone have any questions for Erin?
I will be uploading those documents that I showed, the motivation inventory, the what do you want, and I will put up the document that has these dream list categories on it.
Awesome. Trying to figure out how to get back. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out how to get back to like the gallery so I can see if anybody has questions. If anybody has questions, just unmute yourself. Oh, there you go. There we go. Any questions? Is everybody like totally inspired and motivated? Because I want to go start this right now.
Put yourself in a quiet room, maybe a glass of wine, maybe a coffee, whatever, you do, maybe put on some music in the background and just think, like, where do you want to go? What would you like to do with those that you love? What would you like to do for those you love? What would you like to do for yourself? That's kind of where I'm at right now is making some self time. So yeah, I hope that this has helped give you some motivation, and fishing is so important. So important.
It really is. This is awesome. All right. No
Thank you.
questions? Going once, going twice? All right, post them on the page if you have any questions. Thank you so much, Erin. You did awesome.
Thanks for having me.
All right, have a good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.